The quiet voice in my head hummed along as I walked. Notice the I and the me. Pay attention to the me. In a dreamlike state, the sound of my footsteps down Fillmore Street filled my ears with a predictable click and clack noise, providing a background note for the inward process that was taking place. A process in which I found myself catching each and every thought that the mind attempted to race after, having sprung free like a jailbroken convict. I began to say to myself in my mind, "This is such a strange experience. I must rem..." And the observer quietly echoed the word "I" within my mind, and the thought trailed off like a spark blown out by a gust of wind. Several seconds more passed, with each one left footstep followed by the right, the sunlight and strange happenings in my surroundings catching my eye. Another thought now rushed to the forefront of my attention. But surely I cannot live like this. Again, the process watching the eyes pointed out the redundant I in my language. The thought trailed off into a hushed murmur. Where am I going? The voice again underscored the word I, repeating it back, and subsequently the thought folded within itself. Strangely, as if it were some sort of addictive mobile game, these three consecutive occurrences lent me a bonus response. Are you watching? I had no answer. For several hours, this process continued in rapid succession. A thought would emerge, and this second process would ever so subtly point out to me every use of the following words: I, me, and my. If you've ever done this or another form of mindfulness before, you may be keenly aware of just how exhausting, lucid, and timid this process makes your mind. Each new thought is observed with a crushing level of awareness and rigor, leading to a sort of downshifting in gears, cognitively speaking, in order to keep up. Everything became slower, tranquil, and dreamlike. External observations became even more childish in their narration. Bird, flower, shoe, joy, step, step, turning now, wee. Sometimes labels would spontaneously be applied to external objects, and other times only the presence of the view itself remained, a mind blank. This could have only emerged, by my estimation, from an overwhelm of feedback in the self-referential monologue of thought, like the application of excessive reverb to an audio track, leading to only white noise. This quietness did not come about by a means of force, however. There was no addendum stating that I had to suppress my thoughts about myself. Instead, it was almost a comedy-like process of pointing out this automatic and mechanical nature of the mind. It is a method by which the mind can be cornered into quietness. But this experience in walking meditation lasted only one day and did not have any enduring psychological advantages, of which I'm aware. And I found myself wondering thereafter. The following is a conversation between the ego and the capital S self. Ego. How can this be the way in which the mind becomes quiet? There is much effort involved. How could it be possible that an individual bears this focused awareness in every waking hour? Surely you cannot live like this. Self. One must choose between the turmoil of thoughts or the effort to maintain awareness of those thoughts. The idea to experiment with this process spawned from listening to a series of public talks given by Jiddu Krishnamurti, the Indian philosopher, in Ojai, California in 1949, collectively entitled Self-Knowledge is the Beginning of Wisdom. Not by explicit recommendation by Krishnamurti, but instead through earnest inquiry of where does the me come from. It remains one of the stranger memories that I have of San Francisco.